Okay, guys, we are right there. So, still not done fully assembling the bike, but let me tell you what we have got done. So we have the top end obviously is sorted with the air filter on. Got the throttle cable all fixed. That was a long, hard fought battle wherein it's still not over, still not complete. I have to reroute these. That's not going to work where I have them. But needless to say, I bought this off eBay. It's used, Motion Pro, and it was labeled as fitting the Buell XB models, and it doesn't. It was for a Kawasaki KX480. I called Motion Pro about maybe working something out, and apparently their database isn't such that they can say, okay, well, you need these links, and so therefore, you just need to get these two cables and Bob's your uncle. They don't, it's not that way. And so we were looking at custom cables being made. I'm not going to quote you the price. I'll let those of you who want custom cables made ring them and ask them about that. I'm not dissing on their quality. They have really good quality parts. When you get what you get from them, it's going to be, on point. Anyways, so I followed a tutorial that I found on YouTube. I'll link it down below for y'all about how I got this set up correctly and or mostly correctly. And you'd be surprised how easy it is to make cable ends. I wasn't aware. I thought it was some kind of special process. It's not, it just involves solder. Pretty straightforward, and it's very, very strong. All right, enough of me rambling. Everything's connected. Everything's buttoned up. Still need to get the rear brake put on. Literally just moments ago, got the belt put on and the swing arm brace. Pardon the massive mess. I get going and I was going hard and heavy, and I'm not putting anything away. I think some of you know what that's like, and I was up until the wee hours of not wee hour, after midnight. That's late for me, so. But I was up after midnight getting everything as far as I could last night. That involved that throttle cable. That was a full week. I'm just saying, measuring throttle cable length, getting it right, is very difficult. Just going to tell you that. So, all right. Where are we? Like I said, everything is just all buttoned up. Everything's torqued. Don't have a rear brake. The front CTL2 still needs to be bled a little bit more, but it is functional. I do have brake pressure. And yeah, so I moments ago just reset the TPS using Buell tooth, and I gave the little adjustment screw down here a few turns just to get me started, and we're now at the point where we can get this thing popped off for the first time. I just looked down and realized I need to just at least snug those up so I don't have oil slinging everywhere, because when that starts going, that primary chain is going to start spinning. So, all right, give me a couple minutes to do that, and then we'll come back to the first actual start. Now, let me say, I'm going to start it. It's going to run. I'm going to kind of mess with the throttle, get it running, and let it idle for about a minute, and then shut it down. That's all we're going to do today. Okay, here we go. trying not to shout at the top of my lungs. I'm ecstatic. So we have a working bike again. I'm stoked. You probably heard it misfiring a little bit at the beginning. That, you know, that's typical as the injectors getting bled off and all that stuff. So yeah, we're in there. Final stretch, you guys. Thank you guys for being patient and persistent with me as I'm trying to be patient and persistent too. I can't tell you how, it's kind of surreal being at this moment now. It's almost like there's part of me that's afraid to just keep going, right? I don't know, maybe some of you have experienced that kind of weird fear to just keep going and pushing forward, but that, I'm just telling you, that's a reality right now. I'm like, okay, what's something wrong? I mean, you know, things do happen, but we're here. There was a little bit of smoke coming off the back of the engine over there. That was likely the anti-seize from the O2 sensor burning off. That's where the smoke was coming from. So not too worried about that. It sounds good. It's got really thin 530 weight oil in it. So the engine or the machinist, Chad, who did the heads, gave me some really good advice as to how to get this thing broken in, etc. And so part of it was starting it, letting it run for about a minute and shutting it off, let it completely cool down. And then the next phase will be just buttoning everything up. And then with that same oil in there, running down the road and starting at 30 miles per hour and then giving it fuel from 30 in top gear all the way up to 55 and doing that 3 times. And his explanation was, and I apologize if I put this in another video, but here it is that as you're revving up through, it gives the engine time to see a number of revs and loads, heavy. That's actually the heaviest load the engine will ever be under, is 30 miles an hour to 55 in top gear. And then, so it's under heavy load, gives the rings time to really seat. There's a lot of combustion pressure building. And then when you let off the throttle, the engine will suck the oil from the crankcase, whatever's in there, up into the bottom of the pistons and cool everything off. So that's what the plan is here in terms of the engine. It's weird hearing that engine again after all this time. I forgot how loud it was, to be honest. So anyways, thank you guys. Appreciate you tuning in again. Until next time, peace out.